Hello ladies, it's Janice here and welcome to this week's edition of In Between Rounds. I wanted to go through a follow along version for you to help you stretch after our upper body workouts. So I've left you guys with a lot of stretches and mobility work, and the question that keeps coming back is, what should I do when you tell me to stretch after a workout? So here's something that's going to be sort of short and sweet and help walk you through all of the major muscles that we will have used in your upper body workout. So to start, we're going to use a wall. If you have a bench or a counter, you can use that as well. This can be done from the ground, but I love when it's elevated. So it's sort of like an elevated downward dog or puppy pose. So you're going to have your hands on the wall or a counter. You're hinging at your hips, and I want you to stretch down. You're going to bring that chest towards the floor, and you're going to hold it here, sinking into it, trying to open things up through your chest and shoulders. And as most of you know, I do love to move through stretches. So we are holding it, but then I'm going to have you come out and think, reset and move back in. I like the wall option because you can move down the wall as things start to open up. However, with the counter, you can put your hands on top and feel that release as you go deeper into that. We're going to do one more, but I'm going to show you a variation from the floor. So if you don't have access to a wall that's big enough, you can do the exact same thing, just really sinking back into the stretch right here. Okay, you can move your legs back and then keep your bum higher to sink your chest lower. So again, it depends on your range of motion here, but work through it and find where you feel the tightness, and that's going to help you get a little bit more release through it. So from here, I'm going to have you sit on the ground. We're going to bring the soles of our feet together because we're going to use our legs to help stretch that upper back. So bring your elbows just inside your knees, and you're going to bring your hands together kind of like you're in that prayer pose. I'm going to have you squeeze your knees together, and while you do this, I want you to round your upper back. So from the side, you'll see that I'm squeezing this together and I'm sitting back a little bit and rounding through that upper back. This is where I'm getting the stretch between those shoulder blades. Use your legs to do the squeezing, get those elbows as close as you can together. And then I just want you to relax those legs and you can sit back up. And then we're going to do this again. So the legs are squeezing, I'm rounding through that upper back. Getting a nice big stretch in between my shoulder blades, which is often a hard place to stretch. Release that. And we'll do this one more time. So squeezing the legs together, elbows come together. We're using the legs to bring the elbows together. So you're not forcing the elbows together from your arms. The legs are doing it. This is a passive stretch this way. And relax. From here, I'll get you into a low lunge position. So basically, we'll start with our right side. So right leg is going to be back. We're going to do a tricep stretch here. This is your typical tricep stretch. So right arm is going to come up overhead. I want you to grab that elbow with your left hand. So many of us are familiar with this stretch I'm doing up here with my upper body, but what I want to add to it is a tiny bit of a side bend. So now I'm going to lean towards my left, so to the opposite side. So I've got my right arm up and I'm lengthening through that right side. So we're getting tricep down through the lat and maybe even a little bit through our obliques. It all depends on how tight you are here. I want you to release that stretch and we're going to do it again. I like to almost pull up, so I'm pulling up and over to get a little deeper into that stretch. Release again, and we'll do that one more time on this side. So we're going to go up, and we're going to go over, and again, you can move as much or as little as you need. There'll be some of us that don't have to move very far to get a little deeper stretch, while there's others that you'll find you can bend halfway to the ground. So let's switch legs here. So we'll have our right leg forward this time. Now our left hand is going to come up And behind our head, we'll take our right arm over, grab that elbow. And as we stretch that tricep, we're gonna add a little side bend here. So lengthening through that lat, taking those few breaths. I'll have you release that. And we're gonna do that again. Think up and over. Squeeze your glutes or keep your hips slightly tucked under. That's going to help you feel this stretch a little bit more so your abs are still engaged. Okay, so I'm keeping everything nice and tight. So I'm still thinking about this posture. We're going to go one more here, up and over for that stretch. And release that. I'll get you to stand up here. If you have a corner, a corner is the best way to do this, a corner or a doorway. You can use a flat wall as well. We're going to stretch our chest or our pec muscles. So I want you to make a 90-degree angle. Elbow should be straight out from your shoulder. And I'm going to use my doorway. And so what happens here is this forearm is right in my doorway. So my abs are still tight. And what's going to happen is I'm going to turn away from that doorway. So I'm turning out. So already I'm getting a nice big stretch through my chest and the front of my shoulder. And then what you can do to make it further, this is my right arm. So I'm going to take my right leg and I'm just going to step slightly through. That creates a nice big diagonal line to feel that stretch a little bit further. I'm going to have you step out of that stretch and we'll go back into it. So again, we're moving through it. We're not just holding a static stretch. The dynamic version of this helps the blood flow through it and it keeps you a bit more engaged. So by moving out of it, I'm continuing to contract those muscles and then again move into that stretch. And you'll find as we do 3 reps of each of these, it will open up just that little bit more each time. This is our third one here. So now we're going to switch sides. I'll head over here so that you can still see me. So left arm, again, same thing, right angle. So now I'm not in a doorway. I am more on a corner. So if you're using a true corner, you want to line your body up with that corner. I'm going to do the exact same thing. So I'm turning away from the wall. So I'm turning that left shoulder away, and then my left foot is going to step through to create that diagonal as well. I'm going to step out of it. And so as you step out of it, you can also add a bit of contraction by pushing that arm into the wall. We'll go back into the stretch. Turn your shoulder away. The more you can twist away, that's going to lead to you feeling this one much more. Release that, and we'll do one more. Stepping through. And release. Last but not least, we're going to do a little bit of a neck stretch. So I want you to put your right ear down towards your right shoulder. You're going to take your right hand, bring it up over your head, and you're just going to apply a slight bit of pressure. Not a lot of pressure, sometimes even just the weight of your hand is enough. And we're going to hold this here. Take another breath. And I want you to release that. Staying with the right side, but we're going to change the angle. So now I want you to turn your head about 45 degrees. Then drop your chin. Now same thing, right hand will also come up. So it's almost like we're going to grab the top or exactly where my ponytail is, the back of your head a little bit. And again, just the weight of your hand can be enough, or you can just give it a little slight pull. You're going to feel this now just on the left side of the back of your neck. So we're going to breathe here. Try to keep your shoulders down while you do this. So I'm pressing them down, which is going to help lengthen things through my neck as I'm holding this stretch. Okay, release that, and we'll do the same thing to the left. So first it's going to be left ear to left shoulder. Bring your left hand up. Okay, again, just the weight of your hand is enough. You don't need to reef on your neck. If you want to add a little bit of pressure, you can. Take a few breaths here. Release that, and turn your head 45 degrees. Drop your chin. Bring that left arm back up. Okay, grab a little bit more the back of your head, where your, maybe if your ponytail's as high as mine, where that is. And applying again, just a little bit of pressure. Keep the shoulders down. The more, especially on that right side, the more you can push that right shoulder down, the more you're going to feel that stretch through the back of your neck. Release that. And then I just want you to give yourself a couple little shoulder rolls here. And then forward. And that, my friends, is a quick and simple way to go through a lot of those major muscles in your upper body that we just worked out. So keep this and reuse this. Maybe there's a couple in here that you really love. If that's the case, you can do them on your own. You can do more than 3 reps. I just wanted you to have something quick and easy that you could follow. Have an awesome rest of your day. Be sure to let me know if you do have any questions in the comments below. Take care.